The Hoplite is a relentless gladiator, a strength-based fighter wielding a polearm and shield in a deadly dance of offense. As a Hoplite, you'll carve through foes with thrusts, stabs, and thrown javelins. The Gut Ripper is a deadly assassin whose attacks leave deep, bleeding wounds on their target. A master of savage agility and precision, you'll use swift strikes. The Heavyweight is a towering juggernaut of raw strength, wielding a massive two-handed weapon to deliver earth-shattering blows. Each of your swings. The Dragon Warrior is a ferocious barbarian infused with draconic might. Your attacks build up Dragon's Fury, which you can unleash as a thunderous dragon roar. The Son of Gruul is a hulking fighter whose strikes shake the earth and shatter stone. As the very embodiment of brute force and fury, your attack. The Defias Gunslinger is a lethal outlaw, a bandit who excels in close-range combat, mixing blade work with your trusty firearm. The Warden is a relentless hunter, a dark shadow clad in steel armor. Wielding spears and glaives, you'll tear through foes. And the Windrager is a shamanistic wind warrior, a swift berserker channeling elemental might and ruthless brutality. As a Windrager, you'll imbue your weapon with The Paratrooper is a tactical archer who dominates the battlefield from above, using a combat parachute to glide through the air and rain arrows on their enemies. While airborne, your shots have a massive. The Marksman is a deadly sniper, a master ranger at home in Azeroth's wilds. Unleash powerful shots and stings with unparalleled act. The Bestial Ranger is a primal hunter that forges an unbreakable soul bond with their animal companion. As a Bestial Ranger, you'll enrage alongside your tamed beast. The Locust Ranger is a toxic marksman that infuses their arrows with poisons and nature magic. As a Locust Ranger, you'll command swarms of insects. The Dark Ranger is a sinister hunter that weaves shadow damage into their shots and stings. A master of swift archery and wicked corruption, you'll wield dark magic. The Evoker is a master of the elemental arts, a wizard commanding frost, fire, and arcane. As an Evoker, you'll weave all three elements together in a magnificent. The Stormcaller is a powerful lightning mage, wielding the raw force of nature to shock and awe foes. As you strike with bolts of lightning, you'll build up charges of booming. The Shadow Seer is a dark spellcaster, a sinister sorcerer that weaves black magic into devastating shadow spells. The Cryomancer is a frozen spellcaster that harnesses the unyielding power of winter. As a Cryomancer, you'll control your enemy's movement. The Druid of the Eclipse is a master of cosmic balance, shifting between solar and lunar eclipses to devastate. The Ascendant is a radiant light mage, channeling divine magic to smite the wicked. With an array of wholly damaging spells, you'll sear foes with righteous fire. The Fell Apostate is a zealot of the Burning Legion, a destructive spellcaster that weaves fell magic with fire to consume and obliterate their enemies. Channel. The Crusader is a zealous warrior that infuses the power of the light into their weapons. Your melee strikes consecrate the ground beneath you, dealing holy damage to foes while increasing your. The White Walker is a frozen assassin, an icy revenant that prowls the frigid wastes. Your melee strikes deal frost damage and build up combo points. The Firelord is a molten knight, a fighter who melds raw martial power with blazing fire magic. Every strike of your massive blade stokes a growing blaze, transforming your weapon into a conduit. The Master of Shadows is a sinister assassin, blending shadow magic with precise strikes to obliterate foes. As a Master of Shadows, you weave dark magic into your. The Druid of the Fang is a venomous shapeshifter, a serpentine assassin who uses poisons and lethal strikes, transforming into a sinister serpent form. These druids coat their fangs and claws. The Storm Giant is a titanic beast of nature, an incarnation of thunder and lightning. Your lightning spellcasts build up storm charges in your weapon, which you can unleash to devastate a single enemy. The Hellcat is a druid of flame, a heretic that has embraced the blazing power of the Firelands. Your fire spell card. The Divine Sentinel is an angelic fighter, a magical champion that sacrifices physical strength for increased holy damage. Your melee strikes do less physical damage. However, the Eternal Caretaker is a radiant healer, a stalwart cleric whose spells restore and uplift allies. As an Eternal Caretaker, you specialize in healing. The Tideblender is a shamanistic healer that weaves water into a tide of restorative waves. Your Riptide spell instantly. The Sacred Sentinel is a holy healer that focuses on shields and damage reduction. Your primary spell, Prayer of Preservation, places a blessing on each. The Naturalist is a verdant healer, harnessing the boundless energies of nature to mend and restore. As a Naturalist, you'll plant seeds of healing on allies. The Hierophant is a mystic healer who weaves divine energy into their allies. Your Renew spell provides a gentle healing over time effect, and by placing it on many allies, the Steward of Eternity is a mystic healer who mixes the power of the Bronze Dragonflight with arcane magic. By placing timed heals on your party that restore health after a moment, you can turn back the clock. The Dawnkeeper is a divine healer who channels holy light to protect and restore allies. Your primary spell, Beacon of Light, allows you to designate. The Grove Keeper is a natural healer, a guardian of the ancient waters and Azeroth's wilds. Your Healing Touch spell overflows to one nearby ally. The Cryotherapist is a frozen healer that weaves holy magic into their frost spells. As a Cryotherapist, you heal allies by dealing damage with your frost spells. Mark one party member with Frozen Light, which rejuvenates their health when you strike. The Tree of Wrath is a thunderous healer that harnesses the storm's might to electrocute enemies while healing allies. As a Tree of Wrath, your lightning spells jump to nearby party members, healing them while The Grove Ranger is a druidic marksman that weaves healing into their shots and stings. As a Grove Ranger, you'll dash around the battlefield, mending allies while peppering enemies with arrows. With a variety of healing abilities at your disposal, the Fire Sage is an ominous healer that uses searing heat to cleanse allies' wounds. By channeling cauterizing fire, you can restore health to party members or damage enemies with flame. The Vampire Lord is a dark healer, wielding shadow magic to siphon life from enemies and restore allies. Every twisted spell you cast drains life from foes, converting your damage into powerful. The Bulwark is an unyielding shield tank, an immovable force on the battlefield who shrugs off even the fiercest assaults. Your Bulwark ability raises a The Blade Warden is a masterful parry tank, blending agile sword work, precision, and sweeping strikes to cleave through foes and keep enemies focused on them. The Swashbuckler is a dexterous fighter that nimbly deflects incoming blows. This unique parry tank wields only a single one-handed weapon, using their mastery of close combat to become Relentless, a nimble tank wielding shields with expert finesse. Relentless tanks build up combo points to unleash armor-piercing blows and bone-shattering shield slams, dominating the battle. A Vanguard Sentinel is a hurricane of speed and steel, wielding a massive two-handed sword. As a Vanguard Sentinel, you'll charge straight into battle and crush foes beneath your blade. Transform into Carnage Incarnate, a savage beast fueled by blood and fury. Rend foes with sharpened claws that carve into every enemy hit. The Templar of Flame is a fiery paladin, a shield tank who embraces the blazing power of flames. Imbuing their weapon with fire, they strike down enemies while unleashing explosive bursts that scorch all nearby foes. The Demoniac is a demonic tank, a vile incarnation of evil wielding shadow flame and visceral savagery. As a demoniac, you'll transform into a permanent demon, charging headfirst into combat with the Icebound is a towering frost revenant, an unkillable juggernaut harnessing the power of snow and ice. Encased in an impenetrable barrier, you'll take massively The Mystic Knight is an unbreakable arcane tank, using magic to enhance their defenses. Protected by an arcane shield, the damage you take is massively reduced and drains mana instead of your health. The Crimson Champion is a furious paladin, a shield tank infused with righteous light. Once a zealot of the Scarlet Crusade, this holy warrior defends allies with an empowered... The Stormguard is a thunderous tank, a terrifying storm of lightning and steel. Your massive strikes shock the ground beneath you, leaving lingering lightning that damages first. Hurl your colossal storm hammer to... The Plaguebearer is a vile, disease-spreading tank, an affront to the natural world, intoxicating enemies with lethal illness. As a Plaguebearer, you'll topple over hordes of foes with your... The Beast of Nightmare is a corrupted druid, a servant of the nightmare whose bare form has been tainted by shadow. An embodiment of savage fury and dark power, the Thunderpaw is a hulking force of nature, a druid of the storm that infuses their bare form with thunderous fury. With every strike and roar, you shake the battlefield, drawing the...